Elisabeth, herzlich willkommen. Yes, das war eine schöne Partie.
Dankeschön.
Welcome to Elisabeth Paehtz. She just won a beautiful game against Günay Mammadzada. Elisabeth, well, tell us a little bit more about this game. It was quite a complicated one, and you found a beautiful idea later in the game. So
actually, like bishop b7 was the first move, which was kind of surprising. She had a game with h6, actually, and after h6, the main move is bishop h4. But there's also bishop takes f6, which leads to something crazy. But if black knows it well, then it's nothing for white. And the funny part is, like, from the psychology point of view, she had a game, instead of bishop b7, she had a game with h6. And after bishop takes f6, take on f6 with the bishop. h4, I think b4. And according to the engine, it's better for black. She lost this game because of one tiny mistake, which happened later. But the funny part is, like, that somehow she was yet scared, even though the line is nothing for white.
So you analyzed it precisely?
No, this line I analyzed, and I wouldn't have played like this because I know that this line gives nothing, and I was sure that after she lost to Bullmarker, she would have improved on that. But somehow, like, she was thinking for 20 minutes and moved bishop b7, and now I was puzzled what to do because I didn't know what to do, in fact, because there is some line instead of rook b8, they play bishop b7 instantly, and now I choose f5. But the point about f5 here is that, for example, like after e5, what she played in the game, this is normal, bishop takes f6. I think, according to my knowledge, bishop takes f6 is the strongest move. And here the problem is, like, now that actually, like, she has the tempo, I have a tempo up with bishop g2, in fact, because there is this position with rook a8 and bishop f1. But the point is that the bishop on g2 happens to be worse on g2 than on f1, because now if I go knight f3, which is one of the engine's moves, but not here, in a different line, then after knight b6, knight c4, it's not convenient. So here actually I have to go knight b3. Okay. So likely I understood that well, it gives nothing. So I mean, I'm sure that after bishop b7, f5 is somehow wrong. But the other line which I checked instead of f5, what was interesting is to play h4 here. So basically to convince her that after h6, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, instead of bishop b7, then b4 was the best move. But now she already moved bishop b7, and I was thinking maybe I can improve that. But the problem is, like, if I play g5 here, I thought she takes on d4 and then plays e5, and I was not sure about that. Even though the computer, I see, likes it, but I still was not sure about that. So this was the second option I saw.
But there were a lot of complication.
Yes,
complex variations.
Yeah, actually she took with the pawn on f6.
Were you surprised by this decision?
Well, no, because I had a similar game against her, like, many years ago in 2017, where she also, like, in the same line tend to take with a pawn on f6. So she kind of likes that. And I had a similar position with black against Bullmarker as well, where I was totally lost in the Grand Prix. I managed to win this game with miracle, so I thought, like, okay, this position is easier to play for white, so okay.
So what was the next critical moment?
I think the most critical moment is in move 21.
Okay, let's have a look at rook c1.
When she played h5. And after h5, I mean, like, I wasn't sure, like, I mean, the thing is, like, she lost a little bit the grip. She lost the grip in the moment when she played knight c4, knight d2, and knight b6, actually, because maybe she was hoping for a draw, but somehow I sensed in this moment that she didn't know what to do. So I played rook c1 in order to prophylactically protect, and after h5, I was also not sure what to do. I played g5, which is also the best move according to the engine. She took on g5, and I took on h5. So I played well, I see. So good. And here I thought she should go not bishop f6, but maybe she should just go g4.
Yes, it was well, a suggestion by the computer before.
But then I play f6. F6 I would have played. No, maybe she should take on h4 actually, because if you're, like, tactically, like, worse, you should grab the material.
But then you play f6.
I play always f6. So she played f6, bishop f6 herself, which I think was still probably the best move, practically speaking. And now I didn't know what to do. I played rook g1, and I couldn't decide whether I go rook g3 or rook g1.
But Did you find this idea beforehand when did you think that after Rook G1, if she plays King E7, you already had this idea in mind?
Bishop takes F7 I
Yes.
saw many times already, but I didn't have. And when she played King E7, then I understood there's something like Bishop F7, and I immediately took on G5. So this was obviously like the main blunder. And the funny part is like that after Bishop takes F7, the most critical line is Bishop takes D2. I was calculating F6 and I was calculating Bishop E6. In the game I would have played Bishop E6 because I'm like too lazy to calculate too much, and I was sure
This was a nice move, of course, but Bishop E6 is winning. The computer says that after this, Black is hopeless here, but of course it's not obvious beforehand.
No, this was not. I saw this line as well, but I wouldn't have played it. I would have played Bishop E6 here because just by intuition.
Here, Bishop
Yes,
E6.
Bishop E6, and I think here, for example, like if she takes on C3, I have something like Queen G2, Rook G3, something like that, and I was sure I was winning. So I didn't even know what she would do here, actually.
But I think after Queen G4, yes, you're
I mean, Rook
winning.
G3, Queen G4, something, but something like on the G file.
Okay, so and let's get back till the end of the game. I think that it was rather hopeless after.
Yes, maybe
after
I could
this.
have won it quicker, but somehow I wanted to play it safe after yesterday. So I just think like Key A5 here, you can do
Queen D6.
anything, and she resigned. But many options here.
Elisabeth, well, that was a fine game, I think, from many points. Well, everyone knows that you're sending me the messages at 5 in the morning, so everyone hopes that you're going to sleep better. Tell me, so what do you do then after
Well,
you
like,
wake
you
up?
know, I have a great morning because I wake up at 5 and I'm totally awake. So it's the most funny part. Okay, it's obviously jet lag, but on the other hand, like I fall asleep at 9 o'clock, so I think it's very fine. But at 5 o'clock, I'm reading for 1 hour. Then at like 6:30, I get impatient, so I wake up my boyfriend. Then at 7 o'clock, I take a coffee. And then at 8 o'clock, I go to swim for 1 hour. Because at 9 o'clock, already a lot of kids are coming, so you don't have your peace. And then actually around 9:30, I slowly start to prepare.
So how important it is to include the physical preparation into your daily routine?
Usually, like, you know, I'm not doing sports during the tournament, but the pool is so nicely heated that I can't resist to use a chance. And I don't think that swimming takes too much of my energy because I'm not swimming like an athlete or like a world champion. I'm swimming like a calm, old little fashioned girl. So I would call it the grandmom style kind of swimming, obviously. So yes, and after the swimming, actually, like, yeah, I would usually prepare if, I mean, today I prepared at like 6 o'clock a little bit and then maybe at 9 o'clock. But anyway, it didn't happen on the board what I was expecting.
Thank you, Elisabeth. Yasser, Nazi, do you have a question for Elisabeth?
Just our congratulations, Elisabeth. A very, very fine game indeed. And we thought you were just playing a really great game.
Beautiful game.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Keep it up. Compliments. And